you state your name for the record?
My name's Drew. I admit, sometimes it's kind of hard to remember my mom because she was dead most of my life, but she was really cool. If you needed anything from her, she would do it really fast.
His mom can run really fast.
Such raw, untamed power.
So powerful.
And was also a reporter, and she died because she was trying to stop an accident and she ran too fast.
I am going to go to bed today.
My mom was going really fast. Where everything really takes off is the day the accident happened.
Drew, it's been 10 years.
It's been 20 years since the accident.
It drove my dad to his absolute end.
I'm so disappointed in you. I'm your father.
And by his end, I mean he killed himself.
He's never coming back.
A really defining moment in my life after the tragedies that beset my family early on was when I fell in love for the first time with a woman. I was really fortunate to find that this was the woman I wanted to spend the rest of my life with.
You need to talk to your father.
I know.
The love of my life sometimes reminded me of my deceased phantom father. After realizing the immense pressure put on me by my dead mother, my phantom father, and my disappointed wife, I knew the only answer was to create a child to pass that on to. But unfortunately, we couldn't have a kid.
I can't get pregnant.
Why are we not talking about this, Karen?
Blah 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 blah.
Unfortunately, we came to find out that my wife was unable to produce eggs, which, as you know, when a man and woman come together to make a child, what's going to happen is...
Whenever you want to a woman's you just... The objective is to stimulate the
And then he takes his pants off.
Most of the time I like just shoving my throbbing in there while I straddle the with my thumb.
They'll kind of like whisper to each other or something.
You're penetrating the
It kind of like looks like a... like a swollen eyelid.
You get your and you're just slapping it around until eventually you just come. Like she likes that. Throw her around, get her to sit on your face, and you just go.
Back it up a little. Kind of put it forward a little. Kind of back a little, forward a little. You want to do that. A lot. You're going to want to do it for a long time, at least a minute and a half.
And they touch an egg that makes a baby.
The little you-duder kind of flies up in there and he finds the egg. And then, bam, you got a kid. So, I come to the conclusion that I need to get my hands on some eggs. I did some research and I found out about a girl who could bring any kind of food into existence by throwing it up.
Today we discovered that one person has the ability to generate any type of food.
Any type of food?
Any type.
Crackers?
Pizza.
Hamburgers?
Green bean casserole.
Mashed potatoes?
Turkey.
Gravy?
Yams.
Sweet potato pie? Boston cream pie?
Pumpkin pie.
Buttermilk pie?
cherry pie,
Mincemeat pie.
lemon meringue.
Blech. I made this.
Okay. Take as many eggs as you can carry and call this number.
But the problem was she only exists in the past. It's not so big of a problem because I can time travel.
I don't think that I could properly explain the intricacies of how it works, but basically he can travel through time. And he uses this ability to go to the past, to the future. He's basically traveling through time.
So all these little vibrations of energy all around us can vibrate together and cause these little quantum tunnels to appear. These small spaces and these gaps in space-time where things can poke through and travel, but it's not really. We're not really sure. We can't perceive. We're unable to perceive these quantum tunnels as human beings because our senses are so limited. We aren't able to see outside of our visible light spectrum. And if we were, we may be able to see these tunnels and maybe even travel through them. It's truly incredible, but it's not something that we would ever be able to understand or see in the bodies that we exist in now. Stephen Hawking and Neil deGrasse Tyson will tell you about black holes and wormholes and how we're not really sure what happens inside of them. We have an idea of what can happen around them, but once you're inside of these dark masses, there's no understanding of what happens past that. Some people suggest that they could be used like tunnels to travel through, and it hasn't been proven yet, and it would be really hard to prove. It would require a massive amount of energy, and there's almost no way, with certainty that I could say that humans will be able to understand or perceive any such thing.
This just in. Blah, 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 blah.
Witnesses say he's on the move, but authorities say they're on his trail.
We've made contact with the suspect's father.
What? Can you say that again?
You try to stop me.
I went back in time far enough that I believed I would find the woman. And I began looking around. The unfortunate part is that as I was looking around, out of the corner of my eye, I saw a blur. And I realized a moment too late that it was my mom going really fast. And she just died. It was an immeasurable trauma for that to happen and to know that it was my fault. I knew I had to warn myself in the future. So I went to the place where they made the commercial for the eggs. And I told them, you need to leave a warning for me in the future to not try to come back and get eggs from the woman.
We must stop this madness.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, take 12.
It was then that I got a call from my aunt. I picked up the phone and she said,
I cannot believe what you've done.
Now, I'm sure you're wondering what happened to Drew. Well, I am Drew. And I never fixed my relationship with my dead father.
I've been in the game for over 20 years. And I don't intend to stop anytime soon.
You're alive? Get out of here, Dad.
Well, it turns out that Chester's father was alive the whole time.
It's not raining now, but it will be as soon as the clouds come over and start to spit.